Now to honoring our veterans in a new book just published by a very young author.
Twice as Brave is the name of that book, written by a College of the Ozarks student, and Dustin Hodges is in the studio this morning with more on this author. Dustin.
Good morning, Paul. The author's name is Cailin Casey, and her book is a reflection of a trip she went on last June with a group of CVO students and 6 World War II veterans. She's about to graduate, but then she's getting right back to work.
One of the first things I noticed about the Ardennes forest was the thick covering of pine needles on the forest.
Cailin Casey's book, Twice as Brave, shares not only her experience with 6 veterans.
At first glance, a foxhole is a famous hole in the ground. 67 years ago, a foxhole was a soldier's closest thing to home.
It also shares their experiences almost 70 years ago.
It was the place they left and hoped to forget, or the place they died and will never be forgotten.
It's sort of a pastiche of the different interviews, but when she puts them together, it reads very easily.
When I returned home, I looked at everything I collected, everything I'd written already, and I also had an audio recorder full of stories. This one would be September 1993 when he went back to Holland. I had pictures and brochures. These are all letters that he wrote home that he saved.
And she used all that to make this.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had that happen before, now that you mention it. You know, a lot of students have talent.
I can find the poppy flowers.
But they don't have the enthusiasm.
I even preserved the poppy flowers.
Very few have the talent, the enthusiasm, and the self-discipline that are necessary to pull together a project like this and bring it to completion. So I'm very proud of her. I can't wait to see what she does next.
Well, this is Bill and Courtney.
She's already got her next assignment.
These are John's letters.
Helping one of the veterans tell his story.
Dead Men Walking, John Primerano's story. I figured out what I want to do for the rest of my life, and that's preserve the stories of these heroes. So
Now, if anyone would like a copy of the book, it's for sale at the Keeter Center Gift Shop at C of O for $9.99, and the proceeds go to C of O's Patriotic Education Travel Program.
And I believe it was James Michener who said once, there are a lot of great authors out there, talented authors, but they don't sit down and write every day. Is she going to sit down and keep this up?
Well, she is, and she's already going to get to work on her second book at the end of the month, May 29th. She's leaving for New Hampshire to write a book with John Primerano. He's one of the veterans that she traveled with last June, and she hopes to have that finished by this fall.
She's going to follow the advice and keep it up. All right, thank you much, Dustin.